First I worked in the dates on Richmond Street. They had a little place on the date company, sort them out, pack them up, dates. Then I worked 15 years in the Bay State Bindery. I got all my children there. You want to laugh? I got 3 daughters working there, my son-in-law, and my 2 grandchildren. And I was working there. They used to call the Lauro place. That's the Lauro place. We took over but they were nice to us. Then I retired, and they still 6 people there. My parents, I was here in Boston, I was born, right? And my father were here too at the time, but they were born in Italy, all right, but I was born over here. Then my mother, she was pregnant. She climbed that damn thing there because that time was depression, couldn't put the shade up. So my mother put her foot on the step, on the sink. There was a sink. I got the sink over here. She put the chair over, she put her foot over there. She's trying to put the shade up. She slipped, and she fell. They rushed her to the hospital. Something complicated. She died. The baby died too. And I was small. I got the picture when I was a baby in my father's lap. I don't remember my mother. So after that, my father couldn't afford it over here. He took us to Italy, me and my brother. Over there, he had his mother over there, my grandmother. And
Remember that?
I remember that, yeah.
What was that like?
Well, it was different. Now I heard everything's modern over there.
No, but I mean...
Sciacca. They call Sciacca.
Yeah.
Where we're there. Sicilian. So I was there, my grandmother, I was growing a little bit. She was sick in bed. Give me this, give me that. I used to, do the best I could. Then she died.
What year was this when you went back?
I don't remember when I went back. I remember I must have been about 6, 7 years old when I came back. I didn't even go to school. I hadn't even gone to school over here. Remember about the war. Must have been the World War I, sure. So anyway, then my grandmother died. I said, really, I need a book. I could write a true story with my things. My grandmother died in Italy. So we remained, me and my brother, alone. We sat near the door like this. He was here in America. He had got married again, remarried again. Wait, I'll tell you the story. This is funny. So we sat, me and my brother, in front of the door like this. And my grandmother was in the house dead. Oh, God, she was already dead. So late at night, the neighbor came over and took us in their house. And we slept there. The next day, they took my grandmother. They put him on the shoulder in Italy those days, the casket. And they took it and buried her. So we remained with the neighbor here, The neighbor... Because, not to bother with us with the hair. Well, I'm not ashamed to say, we were kids. When they take care of hair, make bugs, no? All right. They used to go and have my hair shaved every time. That's why I got a lot of hair. My hair was always shaved. The hell I know, I was small, Then my father, one of the women was coming in America, so they took, I don't know how they say it.
I see.
Yeah, and she took us over here to my father. My father was already married, and he had 2 kids, 2 children. So I had to stay with her. I wasn't used to it. I understood then after, the stepmother don't treat you like her own mother, right? I went through hell, All right. So I couldn't go to, when I was 14, I had to go to work those days. I don't want to go to work.
Over here or in Italy?
Over here in America. I wanted to go to school. She wouldn't let me go to school. I used to sneak and go to school. Oh, I went through hell with her. Then I said like this, I don't want to stay here no more. I'm going to go back where I was. I started crying. My father grabbed me. You stay here. This is your home. What the hell I know.
You wanted to go to school?
I wanted to go back in Italy again. Because she was mistreating me, see? Then when she did, I had my relatives over here. My relatives used to see what they used to, how she used to treat her. So my father, my stepmother says, well, I told my father, I don't want to stay here. I want to go to Pennsylvania, Norristown. So what did we do? We went over there. 2 years after my father died. And I remained all alone like that again. With her, with the stepmother.
And your brother?
My brother left after. I wish the hell I was a boy. I would have left. You know how many times I used to think by myself, I wanted to commit a suicide. You know, sometimes you see these movies. I believe it. That I want to commit a suicide. I said, why didn't God take my mother? Why didn't He take me when I was small? I may never go out of this place. And I used to think and think. I want to run away. I was afraid. Today they run. They don't give a damn where they go. I want to run away. I said, where am I going to go? I don't know nobody. I was scared. So I had to suffer. So then after, I went and bored myself somewhere else. I was old enough. And I used to ride over here in Boston. I used to say, dear, you know, I used to know one of my grandmother. I used to ride. I used to never got an answer. Finally, I got an answer. So they turned around and told my husband, says, you got, you know, relative over there. Why don't you go see what the story is? So my husband came over there in Norristown. But to me, he was a stranger. I didn't know him. So, but he was nice, though. So he says, why don't you come to Boston, you know? You know how it is. You're there so many years and you hate to, you know, you don't know what the hell you're going to find. I said, no, I don't want to. So anyway, we still got connected. Then he was my boyfriend.
They sent them from Italy for you?
No, from Norristown. Over here, in Boston. From Norristown, Pennsylvania. I was in Pennsylvania then.
But I mean...
Boston. But I knew that I had relatives over here.
Oh, in Boston.
And I used to try to connect with them. I finally did, and then my husband came over to see what the story was. He was single then, you know. So he came over, he says, you know, why don't you come in Boston, this and that. I said, no, I don't want to. And we used to write all the time. Then I seen things were going bad. You know when they see you all alone, they're trying to make a fool out of you? I didn't like it.
In Norristown?
Norristown. I said, oh, yeah? So I wrote to my husband, I said, Joe, I said, I'm coming there. I said, I don't want you to come down. You meet me down the station. I told him to come over here in Boston. I was working over there. I went out of my stepmother's house. I went over, you know, and bored myself. She had a lot of children, just like another daughter over there. I was still young. So they met me in the station. And that's how I came over here. And that's the time I settled down. And then I had 5 children, one after another. And that's all my life. I washed in the morning, in the night. Never went out to see my neighbors. I didn't even know my neighbors' names. That's a God's truth, Anthony. And that was my life. Oh, there's a lot more, please. I get sick of it. But I don't care. I had a good husband, only it didn't last too long. Poor guy. He was too good. And I got 5 children. I got 5 children, one better than the other one. Not that I want to brag about Anthony, but I trained them when they were small. They couldn't even answer me. As small as I am, they had to listen to me. I tell you the truth. They said, even they used to look me cross-eyed like this. I said, you look me right. Don't you dare to look me like that. And they used to come down. God bless them. They're one better than the other one. They think of me of the world. Yeah. Even my big boy that I got home. One time I said something to him. He was going to go downstairs. I said, Billy, I said, do you know that? He says, oh, you know, I got the mop stick. I threw it at him. I split his head. My girl says, Ma, I don't care. Next time I'll kill him. But I was scared, you know. I said, next time, don't want to give in. Next time, he says, if you don't listen to me, I'll kill him. He came upstairs and started to bait himself. Good. Next time you listen to me. Oh, I was firm with them. Oh, they had to obey me, you know. Although I was raised here and there, but I knew my manners. You know what I mean? I used to tell my husband when he used to come out of work, he worked in Necco quite years. So I used to come home, I said, oh, Joe, I said, these kids make me go crazy. You know how it is in the family. He says, what do you want me to do? You want me to kill them? They used to surround him with a piece of chocolate. They used to surround him. I said, okay. He says, you don't care? I said, I'll take care of them. So I had it under my power.
Yeah.
But they were good, though. They Austria.
What?
I was born in Austria. My children's all born on North Street.
What was it like in the early days? You know.
Oh, it was beautiful. Although we had depression, I wouldn't mind if I was back again.
Did you work before you had your children, or?
I worked for a little while, yeah, for a little while. Then the kids, you know, at that time were stupid and dummy. Now they do this and they do that. They don't have any kids. I used to have one after another, like a little rat. But they're good. They grew up all at once. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was nice though. At least we were all one family in the North Street.
Yeah.
They used to sit down the doorway. We used to sing. Kids all used to play hopscotch. You know, beautiful.
Yeah.
Now you're afraid that they don't believe in that no more. They got boyfriend in the corner over there in the corner. You know what the hell's going on?
Tell me about that. Where they came from?
Oh, they came. Mostly came from Italy, from all parts of the country.
But just on North Street, who was there?
Well, we had a bell there. And see, if you told me, I couldn't tell you. North Street, we were all one clique. One clique we were.
I mean, you came from the same town?
Same town, yeah. It was beautiful. I always say it. The good old days, I wouldn't mind go back there to those days. It was nice. It was a lot of fun. And we never used to get hurt each other. We used to kid around. I was the type, now I died out. We used to be the type, we used to, you know, say jokes and things. Oh, what a fun we used to have. My friends are all gone too. I used to get on Hanover Street. I used to have a bunch of girls, you know. I used to tell the girls, you know what? I'm going to do something. What? They used to stay behind me. I'm going to ask that guy, where's North Street or Salem Street? We were right there. I was serious. The girls of my friends should tell you. Even La Bella should tell you. So I used to tell the guy, say, mister, I said, did you tell me where's North Street, Salem Street from here? Serious. And they were right behind me. They were laughing. So he says, you know, if you go up this way, then, you know, you get hit. He says, you know what? He says, follow me. When I heard that, I said, follow me. They burst out. They remained behind. I said, look, sir, I said, if I cut down this way, you think I'll hit Salem Street? He says, yeah. I said, okay. I should do all these funny things. I'm telling you. How many times even I used to go to Lankies. You know the Lankies? I used to go in a hurry, you know. I used to go, a bunch of girls with me. We were always together. And I went right in. I went to the men's toilet. So the girls were looking for me. Where's Francis? Where's Francis? There's the whistle. Where's Francis? I come out there so nice like this, you know, as if nothing happened. They were laughing. So I said, what are you laughing at? I said, maybe I had something slipped down. There was the usher there looking. He says, do you know what you did? I said, what? I didn't do nothing wrong. He says, you went to the men's room. Oh, I went like this. The usher, she seen him laughing. Oh, I did that in town, too. I was crazy before. Now, everything died out. I had a lot of fun, though. I miss my friends, though. We used to take a joke. We used to walk down the street. Hey, Francis, this is a nice one for you. Yeah, just like that. So to make them more laugh, and I used to go alongside of them. He says, it's your height. We never used to feel heard. We never used to get mad. Nothing. Today you're afraid to talk. You say something, they get mad right away. I don't like that balonies. And with people like that, I keep away. I say half of the word. I don't. Before I say something, you got to think about it. That certain person, because they feel, you know, they're insulted. They don't like, you know, make a history out of it. I'm not that way. I like to kid around. I like to joke around. But don't feel bad. We used to go to the Lang. We used to sit there. I used to sit there. The Lang was a lot of nice picture down in the West End. Oh, I used to love. There's a few pennies. We used to go to show. We used to get the dishes.
West End.
Yeah, we used to get the dishes.
Oh, yeah.
We used to pay not too much, but we used to watch the movies, and I used to watch get the dishes, and we used to run home again. We had a lot of fun, though. Those were the days. I'm telling you.
Now what's North Street like?
No more. That's dead. No more. Especially when my landlord comes in. Oh, I dread him. I can't stand him. I'm sorry. He's not about to say about 8 years, 9 years. That's all.
We'll be right back. Experience Italy like never before, traveling with a scheduled group or create your own bespoke tour with friends with PhilItaly.com. Pack your bags and follow Phil. That's www.philitaly.co.
He wants you out.
Well, he can't throw me out no more. I got, the papers are all done. He can't touch me. Even the lawyer himself says, the judge, he says, how long you been living there? I said, well, 44 years I'll be at that time. So he says, how old are you? So I told him. He went like this. So he told Sharon after, he says, I think we won the case. His lawyer was like, I don't know. He didn't know represent himself. I don't know who he was. So that's my story. Kids, sometimes, hey, if I die, manja or something like that, ma, speak English. To them, they understand, but they can't talk. It's my fault, though. I should.
When you went,
I was growing a little, gradually. I didn't mind, but it wasn't really what you call, I still have a picture, where we were.
you got a picture of it?
No, I mean, I can picture where I was. There was a big church they call La Madonna I guess, the Amadigi. I don't know. A lot of people say it's still there. And then we had a little fountain on the side. You know how the rooms were over there? All stone rocks. Stones. That's where we used to sleep. She made us sleep on the floor. The neighbor, the poor lady, she took us in on the floor. My brother was, he was older. They put him to work to watch the sheep. He's dead now, poor kid. Yeah, he was watching the sheep. I was a kid. I mean, he was 4 years older than me, my brother. And then he went to Atlantic City. He had gone to Atlantic City. He went out of the house. I wish the hell I was a boy. I would have gone a long time ago with him. But girls different. Those days special, we're scared. Yeah. I wasn't the type. So that's a story.
Let's hear yourself.
I went through please. Sometimes I said I could make a nice magazine, like a story, a true story. And that's a true story anyway. I could have made it, but sometimes he said, why don't you make a book out of it? Yeah, I could tell my stories.
But you look good you look young.
Well, not that I keep myself, but only God keeps us up, you know what I mean? But I went through a lot, yeah. My mother-in-law was very sick. She was confined in bed. And I had 3, and 1 was coming, small. And I had to take care of her. We had no washing machine those days. Yeah, I had the big tub, wash clothes, hang them up, take care of her, poor soul. They used to tell me, why don't you put her in the home? Why don't you put her over there? No. Well, I can do it, I'll do it. I couldn't see that. And she used to tell me, the old people, they used to say, oh, hey, Francis, she used to love me. Francis, make me die under the stove. The old people, how they used to say, put me under the stove. Don't take me away from here. I said, don't worry. As long as I'm living, I'll take care of you. And really, until the last minute, she was passing away. She called me. And I was right there with her. Yeah, and I had one, after 6 months, my Billy was born. That's about almost 50 years. That's right. She figures, leave me in the house, even if you make me die in the corner of the house, in other words. What the old people used to say, even if you put me under this, they used to say that, I don't know for what. But I said, no, while I'm around, I'll take care of you. And which I did. I took care of her. In Italy, the same thing, honey. My grandmother, I took care of her too. And when I came over here, I had a stepmother, right? My stepmother had her mother, and she was a little cuckoo too, and I had to take care of her too. I've been taking care of these old ladies like that. Who the hell's going to... My kids say, Ma, when something's wrong with you, who's going to take care of you? There's God. I say, in 3 days I like to go away. If I get sick, and and I'm going to go. In 3 days, I always pray for that. 3 days I like to die.
Why?
I don't like to, it's suffering. You suffer and I gotta suffer. Make the kids suffer and I gotta suffer. Like my husband, 2 months. He worked until all his life. In 2 months, he took sick. He had kidneys trouble. Both kidneys are gone. So there's nothing he could do. He was in the hospital for 1 month like that. The second month, he was in a coma. And he remained in a coma. He didn't even know he was gone. So what the heck? What good is to live when you have to, you got to go away today. You might as well go away before and get it over. We got to go anyway. That's the way I feel. See? And that's my life. I took care of the old people. And still, I had my neighbor. I mean, you're not going to put this in TV. I mean, I had my neighbor. She had a heart trouble. She had this and she had that. We used to have the windows like this. Francis, come over. I used to go up there. What's the matter, Mary? I don't feel good. I used to take care of her. I used to do cooking for her husband used to come home. I used to stay in the house until her husband used to come home because I didn't want to leave her all alone. See? And we used to take little walks. You know, the weather's nice. Yeah, come on, Mary used to go. Easy, easy. We used to take a walk. She used to get tired. Mary, you want to sit down? Some doorsteps, and we sit. I used to... Anthony, you don't believe me. I got it to my heart. I don't want to brag about myself. My heart is too soft with anybody. I feel bad for everybody. But I don't know if anybody feels bad for me. So we used to take a walk. We used to come home. And it's used to rest. I used to cook for her husband. When her husband used to come home, I used to go away. I lost her too. I had another one just as good. God took her away too. I had my 2 good aunts were left. She was,
A friend?
Oh, great friends. We're like sisters. And they're both gone. Just like that, with the heart. Anthony, I don't know. This is my life. As I say, this is my life. I don't know.
Yeah,
My kids, I got my kids. No, I tell them like this. You know, honey, I said, if God forbid I get like that and I lose my beans inside, you know what I tell? I say, you know, I got a home already. Put me in any place, Don Orange or any place. No. Yeah, you all get tired after a while, honey. You want your privacy or nothing. This old lady here, you know, if they don't want to say, they say in their mind, I have to bother with her. But I wasn't that way. My kids said, no, Ma, I take care of you. I said, never mind. I take care of myself. I sign up over there. If you just want to come and see me there, take good care. It's true, isn't it? They get tired after a little while. Or they want to go out. They don't want to leave you all alone. Like my mother-in-law. When I used to go out, I used to come home. My husband says, take a walk on a Sunday. That's the only time we used to go out with the kids. We used to go Franklin Park, those days, the beach. When I used to go home, I used to find her with a puss. Because she was left alone in the house. She couldn't walk. I used to feel bad. So the following Sunday, my husband says, come. I said, no, I don't feel like going. Just not to leave her. That's what God's true. I used to feel bad for her. Wherever we used to go, we had to get a cab for her. No, I'm not that way. I can't be cruel with nobody. People don't know me, but it's all right. God sees it. I try to be nice with everybody. Is that right, honey? That's it. That's the end of it. I think we're going to have, what do they call that now? They're going to have a little something, donation or something. Is it over here? No, last night what I did, I made some cream. See, if you bring them over here, I don't know what the hell they... You can't... You got to get this. One time I brought... maybe you can notice it, that I took something. I don't know for who I took them. You know, they don't realize. I made cream puffs last night, about 3 dozen, and I got the cream already done. If I only knew, I bring a little box and I put them over here for Anthony. Put your name down. Cream puffs. The more deeper I go.
No, it's interesting. I appreciate it.
I know, honey. That's my life, and I'm still here.
What do you mean you're still?
I'm still here.
What do you mean you're still here?
I'm still here, walking around. My legs are good. I was operating my legs too, you know.
You were? Yeah.
Yeah, I got big scars. My legs were kind of bowlegged. That's because when you haven't got the real mother, I don't give a damn what you say. When you haven't got the real mother, oh, I don't want to put that in there. When you haven't got the real mother, they don't care for you. You run down, no vitamin, no nothing. I don't know what happened that time. So I remained like that. When I came to Boston, I was like that. I came to a point I couldn't even walk. I used to lean against, when they're dope addicts, I used to lean against the sidewalk, to get to, and I used to cry. I said, pain. So I used to go to the doctor in East Boston. They used to x-ray, they bandaged the whole leg up. Nothing was done. So I went to this lady one day. Instead of going to my house, I went up her house across the street. I said, Josie, I said, I can't even walk. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I said, look, my legs are always... She said, why don't you go to my doctor? I said, well, give me the address. I don't care. I said, I tried anything. So she gave me the address. I called my Rose and my daughter. And I said, she said, all right, Mom, we'll make an appointment. She called the doctor at Huntington Avenue. She called the doctor made the appointment. I went over there. I said, what's the matter, Mrs. Lauro? I said, just like that. I was so depressed. I said, I don't know. I said, I can't even walk. I said, my legs are really bothering me, this and that. So he says, he looked at me. He took my blood pressure and all. They told me arthritis. He used to tell me all the time. So he looked at the chart there. He says, you haven't got arthritis. The only thing you need an operation. When I heard that, I felt good. Look at that. I felt good, So we made the appointment, the rubber band break 'em. So I was operating my two legs.